Now let's get into our discussion proper. We have been following the attempted rape by students of secondary school in Nigeria, in Lagos, let me say. We have the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education in Lagos State, Dishina DMO, with us right here. It's good to have you join us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, this development is really disturbing to parents, to society, to people, or everyone who heard this development. But from the side of the Ministry of Education, we have heard that this is not the first time that kind of outroar, not necessarily attempted rape, but this kind of thing from students is happening. Tell us from the side of the ministry, what action is being taken so far right now, if you have to bring us up to speed.
Yes, thank you. Wednesday last week, we heard of the incident. In fact, it was the following day. We didn't get to know of it until Thursday. And we moved to that school. Eventually, the principal, we got some brief from the principal, and we followed, and eventually we were able to get one of the students, who of course was handed over to the police, and the police now took him around to, of course, to go and identify the boys that actually perpetrated that act. And as I speak to you, those students are in custody. The police have been mandated to carry out investigation, and the government has said that those students who, of course, perpetrated those acts must face justice, and that's the position of government.
It still beats the imagination that, you know, just hearing that this has been going on over time. Are you saying that the Ministry of Education in Lagos State never heard or had any inkling that such a thing was going on in schools?
I will tell you the truth. In actual fact, we have not heard of such in our school before. This is the very first time. Because Lagos State government is a very proactive government. If you've heard of a similar thing in the past, we'll have taken some decisive action to ensure that we bring our students in line, to ensure that they do the proper thing. Because the state government spend a lot of money to put infrastructure in place, to recruit teachers, to provide laboratories, so as we can have effective teaching and learning taking place in our schools. So if you have heard of such behavior taking place in our school in the past, we will have acted decisively.
Then there's a question of whether, if indeed the students, the perpetrators, are minors, under 18 or above 18, what happens then? What kind of prosecution should we expect? Because the coordinator of the Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence team says Nigerians should expect prosecution in this case.
Yes, if they are minor, there are ways that we can treat such minor. I mean, the kind of punishment will not be the kind that will be given out to the major. But of course, anyone that is an adult, 18 and above, of course, there are procedures too that will go through. So, but if they are minor, of course, they will be taken to remand homes to ensure that we give them the kind of orientation so that when they come out, they will not, of course, go back to such vices.
Okay, now besides the issue of the law and all of that, if we talk about policy within the ministry, what is the ministry doing now to ensure this doesn't happen again?
When this incident happened, a press release was released by government. And we said, as a government, we have taken responsibility to care for these children. And we shouldn't forget that these children, they come to school probably at 8 o'clock and they leave at 2. That's just 6 hours, or let's even say 4 p.m. That's 8 hours in the day. Now we have 16 hours which these children will spend with their parents or guardian. Government has said parents and guardians must be alive to their responsibility. Because for these children, or for these students to develop into very responsible adults, we must nurture them from now. Government is prepared to do their own bit. The parents must also do theirs. And the society in general must also contribute. Because in the past, we know that 2 people give birth to a child. But it is the responsibility of all of us to nurture that child from infancy to I mean, but we have left that value. We must go back to our family value to ensure that we all are responsible citizens. Because what becomes of our tomorrow is what we are seeing this.
So I wonder how you're going to go about that. The Lagos State government has said the school authorities should not be frowned upon if they take responsibility or took responsibility in ensuring that such a situation does not occur anymore. The question is it that the school authorities did not even have systems in place in the first place to avoid or prevent such occurrence, such indiscipline from happening?
I will tell you, we have systems in place. When students do anything wrong, there are procedures to follow. Students can be suspended, they can even be expelled. And of course, you can also give punishment. It depends on the kind of the level of gravity of the offense. Those are in place. Now, in this particular case, these students finished their exams, and the teachers and the principals, of course, led the students out of the school premises, even to the extent of, because we have Ikoyi prison as a neighbor to that school, up to the gate of the Ikoyi prison. Behold, when they left that premises and they now went to, there's a street they called, I think, Noah Williams Way.
Norman Williams?
Norman Williams. That was when they now let out the atrocities. So the principals don't get to know that that actually took place on that day, because they finished the exam, I think, about 5 p.m. on that day. So eventually, when she got to know about it when he got to know about it the following day, he now acted by inviting some of the students. It was then they were able to identify one of them, who of course led to the others being arrested. So we have even told the principals and the teachers that they must be alive to their responsibilities. There are procedures for disciplined students. They must ensure that such is followed to the letter. So if any student contravenes any of the laws, the next punishment must be meted out. So we have such a system in place, and we ensure that our principals and teachers follow the laid down rules and regulations to ensure that we maintain discipline in all our schools. Because at the end of the day, the government is spending huge resources on these students, simply because we want them to be better citizens tomorrow. And if we are not achieving that, then it means all the resources that government is spending is going down the drain, and we are not happy about it.
All right. Well, this is where how much time will permit us to discuss for today, but we look forward to following this up as we get along. Additional Odeyemi, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education. Thanks for coming on the program.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. Right.
Okay, this is where we come to the end of today's edition of the program. Tomorrow, we'll be back again. But have a great day ahead. I am Mike Okwache.
And I am Ngozi Alebu. Have a beautiful day.